what what else would I claim to be other than what I am? I can't claim to be from where she's from West Africa. I can't claim to be from there. If somebody was to ask me, "Oh, what is your ethnicity?" And if I let's say if I entertain the idea that I'm not American, and I say, "Oh, I'm from Africa." "Oh, really? What part of Africa are you from?" "Oh, I don't know. Because I'm not actually from Africa. It's just that, some of my ancestors were brought over here in 1619. So I just, figured, I guess I'm an African." "Oh, well, tell me a little bit about your African culture." "I don't have anything to tell you because I don't have any African culture to tell you about because I don't have any African culture. I don't have any African tribe. I'm not a part or affiliated with any of that." Like, I just really don't understand what is so hard to grasp about that. Like, it's like you come over here and you don't learn anything about the people who built the country. You don't learn anything about the people who live here. You just make all these assumptions and project all of these ideas onto people that you don't technically really know anything about, and it's very obnoxious. Like, there was another lady, I don't even know what country she was from either, and I think she was from East Africa or somewhere. She kept trying to call me like a Bantu or saying that I'm a Bantu, and I'm not from Africa. I'm not Bantu. I am not any of those tribes. Okay, I'm not African. I am Black American. We are not from Africa. Yes, we have ancestral DNA of the West African people, but we're not African, guys. We are actually Americans, foundational Americans. We were a part of the building of this country that we now call the United States of America. I'm not saying that we're not trying to take anything away from the Native Americans who will always have that place as this being their land and this is their homeland. They're the originals. Nobody's trying to take that from them. But we are foundational to what is now the United States of America. It's like they just keep pushing and
And
pushing.
just to add on top of that, sister, I know you won't say it, but it's time for me to do it. You understand me? It's time for me to do it. And so at the end of the day, I will go on the record and say we are the indigenous people. No, we're not Native American, but Native American are not the Aboriginal people, nor are they the foundational. Foundational is the first thing that's laid, and us being the first people here makes us the Aboriginal, and by virtue, the foundation. You see what I'm saying? Black Americans ain't African. We have no African genetics. We have no African culture. In observing our physiognomy, we don't look like Africans. We don't act like Africans. We are unlike the Africans, as a matter of fact. With not one time do we look inside of those 54 countries and those 5,000 different tribes and those hundreds of different languages and find something that we mimic over here in America. We don't mimic anything that they do, not one thing. Pan African was created in America. RBG created in America. Hell, the whole diaspora conversation and category was created in America. Name one thing that we utilize consciously or socially that was created or culturally done by an African. I'll wait. So Africa and African is a misnomer why it's been placed on the American, the true American, the only American, the first American. Shout out to the FBA Aboriginal brothers and sisters in the building. We got a lot to get
Pushing
into.
and pushing, like, no, where are you really from? Where are your grandparents from? Where is this from? No, you couldn't just be from America. You got to be from somewhere else. No, I don't have to be from somewhere else. I don't. I'm American, a real American, not an immigrant. Okay, I don't have to be from somewhere else. I Being a Black American, if you want to keep it all the way real, is a flex, because even though our history is kind of really fucked up, we were a part of building a society that people all around the world want to be a part of. So don't try to take that away from us. And if you're a Black American, don't ever let nobody try to make you think that being a Black American is not a flex, because it absolutely is.
Black case study. New FBA talking point is West Indians and Africans say Black Americans are lazy. Is this true? For real? I didn't know that.
Black Americans are very lazy. White Americans are very lazy. That is what we heard before coming to America. These people are not lazy. Oh. They are very hardworking. If you don't work in America, you will be homeless. These people are very hardworking. They are very hardworking. If you don't work here, you will be homeless. In Africa, if you don't work, you can have a house. But these people out here, they are working day and night. They are working. They are not lazy. Don't listen to whatever you hear back in Africa. These people are very hardworking. They are not lazy at all.
When Africans come to America, they're busting their behinds to get degrees, become doctors, lawyers, and stuff like that. So when Africans look at African Americans, they're like, these people have credit cards. We don't even have credit cards. These people are not even working, and we come here and we busting our asses. Now we're doing this. We're now six figures, and these people have all these years to become all these great jobs and careers. Y'all have all this time to get free money, free loans, and we don't get that back at home. And guess what? We're right here, and y'all are still here. Not just Africans, everybody, all the other countries are considering y'all as being lazy, because it's like, why aren't y'all getting these? Like, why y'all not busting y'all asses to? Y'all should be better than the Chinese. On the African side, they see it more of a ratio that we're honestly doing well, and they just feel like you guys are just not doing much. I think that's the better way to put it.
But that's wrong. You get what I'm saying? You're justifying the wrong. Like, I don't get it.
African Americans, for some reason, want to be separated from Africans so much, even though they're African Americans. And now they're saying, we're not African Americans, we're Black Americans. You were slaves. What?
Nothing like you. We look nothing like you. Y'all can never be us. Completely different. And it's funny because you are literally one of us, removed through slavery. That's it.
Before I share my thoughts, I want to make it clear that I'm not African American. One of my parents is from a Caribbean island and the other is from an African country. So I grew up as a Black person in America, but I'm not African American. However, I've seen many videos on my For You page, takes and arguments I've seen from a lot of African people, specifically like the videos I showed you in the beginning, are disingenuous and irritating. Like, I don't know if some of the members of the African community are choosing to be ignorant or choosing to have a very closed-off mentality, but a lot of you guys are full of crap. First things first, I don't understand why it's a problem if an African American wants to claim their African American ancestry. Why is it a problem if someone who's, for example, from Louisiana, a Black person from Louisiana, who their parents are from Louisiana, their grandparents, their great-grandparents are from Louisiana, why are you mad at them for not claiming Ghana? We all should know slavery by now. We all should know what happened. We all should know the fact that African Americans have had a history in this country for over 400 years. We all should know by now that Africans hundreds of years ago were brought to the West, America, the Caribbean, everything like that, and were stripped from their African identity. They were stripped and they had to create their own culture, which they have done. They have their own food, soul food. They have their own dances, their own music, their own fashion, their own cultural practices. African American is an ethnicity. And the reason why I say a lot of you Africans who have the take of, why aren't African Americans claiming to be African? You guys are African, acknowledge that you guys are African. The reason I say a lot of y'all are full of crap and are disingenuous is because I never hear this criticism or this confusion over Caribbeans. I've never heard anyone say, why don't Jamaicans claim to be African? You guys are African, okay, acknowledge it. I never hear Haitians being questioned or people from Barbados being questioned. So why are only African Americans being pressured? And why are you guys only trying to push African Americans in the box of claiming to be African when they do not know their African ancestry? Like, I'm literally about to get heated, bro. If you simply look at biologically and genetically, the average African American has European ancestry in them. Due to slavery and due to what the slave masters did back in the day, they have European ancestry in them as well as African. So that's the first difference. And also, a lot of African Americans cannot trace back their ancestry that they had in Africa hundreds of years ago. To expect that from them is impossible. Why would they claim Ghana when they've never been to Ghana? They don't know their ancestors that came from Ghana, and all they know is their ancestors who grew up in America. It's okay for African American to be its own culture. You guys need to accept the fact that African American is its own culture, and African Americans are allowed to be in their own culture, just like how Jamaicans are, just like how Black Brazilians are. Like, why can't they be their own thing? What is wrong with that? I genuinely don't understand. And the crazy part about